Welcome back, Thrivers. This is the week we start the compost area.
My mission on this earth is to connect you to the magic of nature, to thrive physically and globally, to bring the principles of the rainforest into your everyday life.
Join me on this journey as I interview changemakers around the world and experiment with permaculture, syntropic agroforestry and so much more.
Hi, my name's Helly Weatherburn and welcome to Thriving with Nature.
Click subscribe to join the adventures each week.
Hello, Thrivers! Alright, it's my first time back since we did the Gotong Royong. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but it's Gotong Royong, but yeah, maybe the accent's wrong. Anyway, I'm just back here. It's just so like, to come back after we did it, to see it all down and just see what's left. So we made a really good dent in it. And there's still some areas I want to clear. I do want to clear, so that's just beyond there. It's hard to see there, but that cacao, that white tree there, is a cacao, and probably 1.5 meters, 1.75 meters is the boundary. And there's a little path down there to another garden. I just actually, one of the garden neighbors, just stopped and talked to me in Bahasa, Indonesian. But they all want me to speak Balinese, and Balinese is so difficult. It's really hard, sulit, difficult. But I want to learn. I do know Ampura Jalati, which means sorry worms. That's Balinese. These are very important words. Anyway, that's a story. Because I often say sorry to the worms when I accidentally cut them if I dig a hole or something. And I know in Bahasa, which is maaf cacing, but in Balinese it's Ampura Jalati. Because I remember, because it sounds like gelati ice cream. Alright, so I'm here now just thinking, what can I do? I've got an hour. I might continue clearing a bit, and also think I've got Pakwiwin coming tomorrow to do some work. So I haven't had time to go and buy the roof for the compost area. So I think, well, I'll get him to continue clearing. We're going to sort that out. It was all a bit of a frenzy in the Gotong Royong. And you just want to have a bit of fun and just make it easy. So don't know whether I'll sort out the wood from the salak. It won't be easy. Just ended up being one massive pile of debris. Oh no, there's two. That's mostly salak. But yeah, I want to pull out the wood. I actually want to get the wood cut, because I want to start storing that and drying that, because I will have a fireplace, or a fire pit at least. And the neighbours are building a pizza oven, Bali Eco Lodge. Can't wait to use it. So I've got to make sure we've got some wood for that too. All right, and the compost, I'll just show you where we're at with that. All right, so Pakwiwin has flattened that out so it's a bit more flat. I kind of wanted it to be all the way down there, but two reasons. One, I don't think it's wide enough for the roof near because this coconut tree. Two, we got him to cut down some of the coconuts because it can fall on. People die from coconuts falling, but also these branches are massively heavy too, and they can totally land on you and hurt you. So, or destroy a building, because here is going to be, let me just come over here. It looks too small, but like there's going to be 4 composts, minimum, like 1 by 1, 1.1 by 1.1, I hope, hopefully. So we've got some bamboo here to start building, because I want the roof first. One of the things I've noticed with my other compost is that it just gets super wet, and so putting in the manure and stuff, if it gets too wet, it kind of cools it down, and you want it to be a hot compost. So yeah, the other thing I've just noticed, check out these look like amazing berries. Look at these. Wowzers, I'm gonna get those. These are the coffee ones. This tree is blooming. We don't want to knock this tree over. Anyway, that's the update at the moment. I need to go and clear, really, that's the next thing. And the other thing, look what I noticed. Can you see? Look at that. I must have in the Gotong Royong, I must have cut myself and didn't even know it. Glad it was my boot and not my toe. Those arits can be very sharp. Haley. Anyway. Alright, I'm gonna go get an arit, the thing that cut my boot, and an axe and a saw, and continue clearing. Oh, one of the durians has gone. All the durians have gone. Actually, I want to take this tarp home because I've got a whole heap of coffee there that I want to start drying. Take that out. Take that to the back. We've got some tools. Oh, that got broke again. So I can't use that. That's annoying. I'll use that. We don't want mosquitoes in there. Alright. Really, it's looking good. Looking forward to when the jackfruit's gone. Wow, that's just going to open that view up so much. Very exciting. It's just a short time this time, just over an hour I got to clear some more away. As you may have seen, you can see the pineapples from here. Like, I can already start to feel like, oh my gosh, this is my veggie garden. This is where I'm going to be growing and nourishing myself for future. So it's super exciting. A couple of things. For the first time, like, I've cut so many salak. For the first time, I actually got 2 massive puncture wounds from the salak. God, and it really hurts. They got really deep. Out. No more cutting of gumboots this morning, though. But yeah, working out in the garden, it's tough work. I love it. I love it so much. And the sun came out. I missed it. I wasn't near the camera. But the sun came out. And this whole area just lit up, which is the whole point of why the veggie gardens are here, because it gets the sun the most here. So very super excited. Anyway, I've got to go and do some work. So bye. Como pintar. Ay, gusto sekarang. Good morning. All right, we have Puck. Puck Wee-Win is here today. Hello, Puck. Puck Wee-Win's here today to help me. We've got to clean up a bit of mess. We're gonna, well, he's going to do most of it. I have to go soon. we're gonna cut the bananas out, or as far as we can. They're going to be quite challenging. And then there's a few trees down there. Cut up that tree. There's a few more things along here. We have to get this cut down, but I don't think that will happen today because we need a chainsaw. Yeah, oh, the sun's out. Check out the sun. Like, look at all the sun that's on this area. That is why I planted here, because of the sun. And we just stood and talked for a little bit. I was sharing him a little bit about my goal of syntropic agroforestry. It's very interesting to try and explain it in another language. It's definitely challenging, but I'm learning a lot, which is great. I learned the word mananam, which means to plant. I could get this wrong. Comment below if I've got this wrong. Mananam is to plant. Baris is rows, because I was trying to explain the different rows of crops kind of thing. Baris. What else did I learn today? I don't know. There was a couple of words I had to translate. Yeah, it's all part of the fun, and we're learning, and he's trying to practice his English, which is great. So it's fun. It's a good relationship. So anyway, I'm standing here looking like I'm doing nothing. I've got to get my arit and start clearing, and my little axe that he's just fixed, and do some work. Let's do it. Alright, I'm going to get some of these salak. I think there's a salak up here. I'm going to get you. So look at this, all the coffee has just come. I just noticed driving down, can you see these flowers? Oh my gosh, they're like jasmine. If you think of jasmine, just imagine. I just want to show you. There's a whole heap of coffee. Obviously I've cut down a lot, but up there, it just smells divine. It's just so lovely, and it just makes me go, I definitely don't want to give rid of all coffee. I'd like it to be part of this syntropic agroforestry, but I'm wondering if I know they get the Robusta because it has more berries. I was asking one of the guys here, and he said Robusta, see how there's like massive clumps? Whereas barley coffee is very, like, apparently it tastes better, but it doesn't have as much. So it's about the money. So I'm just wondering if I grow some barley coffee, and because it's not just dependent on that income, there's other stuff coming in because I can have many rows. It's more quality and I can charge a higher price or something. So something to think about. But does the barley coffee also have the flowers? Where's the barley coffee tree? Where is the barley coffee tree? Oh yep, they do. There's one. So normally barley coffee, this is a barley coffee tree. It just goes straight up and it goes really tall. I can see on the top of that tree there's flowers. You can see them there. If they smell different. Just as yummy. Anyway, these are the things I'm thinking about right now. So we've got this massive area, and I think I'm just going to measure some things out, try and get some ideas. I'm going to somehow remove these bananas as much as I didn't want to, but anyway, check it out. So my current understanding of what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have rows like this along the lines down, and I'm going to have rows there, and I'll have a center walkway, and I'll go down. This is the plan. Oh, see that sun? See that sun hitting it? That is why. Good veggie garden area. You can see the pineapples? I think I'm going to have pineapples all along there. I think I could fit 15 to 20 pineapples along there. Then maybe 30 pineapples up there. So it could be 50 pineapples. Pineapple a month or something. But I got to plant them out over the next few years so that I have an evenly spread availability of pineapples. It's a long-term project. That's it. And this chili tree, I didn't want to cut it because it's just beautiful. There's a couple of these sporadically around, so that might go on the end of a bed or above a bed or something. And just up here, either down there or maybe even just here, is where I want the bees. There's going to be a flow hive, and you should be able to walk in from the back and get the tap, but here is where it faces the sun so that bees know to get up in the morning. And then it's in a little bit of shade. I'm going to cut down all these. So see all these coffees, they've been ring barked. Let me tell you about ring barking. So ring barking, I discovered living here, is basically the only on the outside of the wood. I think I've already said this before, but only on the outside of the wood is where the tree is alive. That's where from the roots and the nutrition goes up to the branches and the leaves, and vice versa. From the photosynthesis, the exudates come down and feed the roots. So it is where it's the highway. And if you just cut that outer layer out, the tree will die over a year. It's kind of really sad, actually. And because the inside is just dead. So what you can see here is, see all these, look how alive this actually looks. This is coming out, this is coming out, that's coming out. So there's life in this tree underneath. So it's already trying to produce itself since it's ring barked. So I'm going to cut it and clean up all the cacao trees and really start to look after them. in this particular area, this area is like my food forest. It's my little experiment. It's not going to be a syntropic agroforestry organized rows. It's going to be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, a little bit ad hoc. I definitely want bananas. I'm probably going to have banana suckle at the top there. Bananas is another thing I want to think about in regards to, like I will do with the pineapples over time. I want to make sure I always have a bunch of bananas available. Once I have the bigger land, I think I'll be able to do that more easily, not necessarily on this smaller piece. But yeah, so now I think I'm just going to do some measuring and thinking, and not too much today, but just definitely it's really important for me to come out into nature. If I spend the whole day in the cabin on a computer, I might go a bit bananas. I'm so happy.
Stay tuned for next week's episode where I continue these contemplations and play with some snake-like worms.